okay? Because the whole point of this, when we're doing the arch, is you're trying to actually lift the arch up, okay? So usually what happens with the arch is that it's collapsed. So we use this to support the foot. It's not uncommon to use this for shin splints or things like that, because what the foot and the arches are designed to actually act like spring-like motion, okay? So when you step down, your foot actually splays out, okay? If you have a collapsed arch or a flat arch, instead of getting that nice springing motion that dissipates some of the forces and then allows it to spring back, and you can actually use that as a force production to help with your contraction and help you to run, jump, and all that stuff. Instead it's flat and it just hits, boom. Now there's nowhere for that force to go but up through the bones and up the leg, okay? And so you wind up having, you know, shin splints, stress fractures, things like that. It can be in the foot, it can be in the leg, it can be wherever. And so we do the arch to help support it and actually create that motion so that you actually get some of that spring, okay? So the area that we actually spray for the arch is right along the metatarsals, just like on the turf toe. And then from the ball of the foot all the way back, and then just the back part of the heel. All right. You're actually going to see two different tape jobs for the arch in this. We're going to do a teardrop. And then the last part is what we call the basic arch tape, and that's a standalone as well. And that's what I would start with if this was like shin splints or they were just starting out with like some foot pain, arch pain. We'd start with that. Again, it's a minimalist view. Do as little as possible and see if that works. Because once you start adding more and more, it can get uncomfortable or they may not like it. And so we want to do as little as possible. So the first part's going to be the teardrop. The second part, when we actually enclose it and wrap it, that's the basic arch tape. All right. So we're spraying from ball of the foot down to the heel, a little bit behind the heel, and along the metatarsals on the foot. Normally I would not do an anchor strip. I'm going to do an anchor strip on here because we're not spraying. So we have something to stick with. This anchor strip is going to be a little bit higher up, more on the ball of the foot. And again, like I said, I would not normally do this, but I just need it so we have something to stick to. All right, so the pattern for this, you want the foot relaxed so that when it stretches, it actually supports the arch and it kind of creates that arch, okay? So she's gonna relax. Gonna split the tape. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna start from the first metatarsal, okay? I'm going to bring it around the heel. I'm going to bring relatively low on the heel. I'm not so far down that it's going to fall off, but I'm not up on the Achilles either. All right. I'm bringing down the medial side and come up the lateral side, across the foot, tear it off, come back to the first metatarsal. So you can see kind of that teardrop look. All right. Then we're going to switch sides. I'm going to go over to the fifth metatarsal. And I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to down the lateral side, up the medial side, back over to the fifth metatarsal, tearing it off. And now you can start to see how we're going to support that arch. See where it's starting to cross. Okay. Then we're going to go to the second. Just relax your foot. Go to the second, come around the heel. Pull it up. Smooth the tape down. Okay. I'm going to go to the fourth. Down the medial side. Across the foot again. Up the lateral side. And then one more to the third. And with the third, because we have an odd number, I always just watch your foot. There you go. The third, I just follow the same pattern. So because I had just gone down the lateral side, now I'm going to go down the medial side, around the heel, holding the tape, coming back to the third, and tearing it off. So you can see underneath how we've supported that arch. Okay. Now we're going to do the rest of it because we got to lock that in. That would never stay. I have an odd piece, so I pull it out, save it for the next one. And remember, again, the whole idea is we're pulling the arch up. So I'm gonna start on the lateral side of the foot, on the dorsal surface, right around the fourth metatarsal. I'm gonna bring it under the foot. I'm not pulling real tight, but I'm pulling up. And then I'm tearing off, so the end is somewhere around the second metatarsal. And I'm leaving it open up here because I don't want this to get too tight. I'm gonna overlap, and I'm gonna work my way down the arch. And it's gonna wind up being, depending on the size of the foot, 3 to 4 strips. If you're doing Shaquille O'Neal's, you're using about 3 rolls of tape. Okay. All right, now, so I've gone far enough down the arch on her foot, but now I need to close this off. And so again, thinking about pulling the arch up, we don't want to collapse it, we want to lift it up. I'm now going to start on the top, so I'm back on the dorsal surface. And I'm starting on the medial side. And I don't have to pull it real tight, but I'm just pulling laterally. And again, I'm overlapping. Like so. And remember, this is the basic arch tape. So what I just did with the, from lateral to medial, and then medial to lateral, that's the basic, and that's what I would start with before I did the teardrop. So this is 2 in 1. I would also normally enclose this with like some type of elastic tape or something like that, because if she were to step down on this right now, especially because we didn't spray it, it would split. So what I'm gonna do is just very loosely just close it off. It's not tight at all, but it's enough to hold it in place so it doesn't fall off. And then she can step down on it and tell us how weird it feels.